What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. You already know we on. I'm out here in nature again. It don't stop. But anyways, I want to talk about frequency this video. And I need y'all to understand some shit, because this is the truth and this is the reality that a lot of y'all not understanding, right? This world, bro, and I'm gonna get straight to it. I hope y'all can see me clearly. I'm gonna get straight to it. This world is run by frequencies, right? Everything is run by frequencies, and I'm gonna explain this to y'all in this video because I just feel like the spirit is telling me to talk to y'all about it. I just feel like I came out here in the universe, and the universe is telling me, hey man, you look good today? You feeling good today? Yeah. Let's go talk about some shit. I ain't gonna talk about too much what I'm gonna do because I know there's people watching me that know who I am and want to know all my information and shit and know what I'm doing and shit with my life. Look, I want nothing but peace between everybody. That's how I personally feel. But anyways, the reason why I'm saying that is because there's okay, so let me just get straight to it, and then y'all gonna understand why I'm talking about the peace, right? I'm who I am. Let me get that out the way. I am who I am, right? I am who I am. And it don't matter if you like it or you do like it. I am who I am. And you are who you are. And that's it. You either accept me for that or you don't, right? You want to try. Okay, so let me get into the video. So here's the thing about frequencies, right? Let me start off with the basics. So when you're a type of person that's high vibrational, right? Or you're a type of person that's confident in themselves, right? You don't really doubt yourself. You don't really overthink. You don't really do none of that because you know who you are, right? There's going to be low frequency people that hate you, right? Like very, very low, like, and there's levels to this shit. There's levels to this shit. There's a low frequency, and then there's a frequency that's lower than that. And then there's the lowest frequency of all, right? Which is the bottom of the bottom, like the lowest frequency, like that you can imagine, right? So here's the thing, right? You're gonna come across all kinds of different frequencies, right? So yeah, you're gonna come across all kind of different frequencies. So like I said, there's levels to this shit. And I'm gonna try to sit here and I'm gonna try to explain to y'all like every level of frequency there really is. And this is gonna give y'all understanding of the decisions you need to make in life and what you should be doing in life. What's up, man? So let's start off with the lowest frequency at all, right? Or actually, let's start off with the highest frequency. So the highest frequency is when nothing can get to you, nothing the devil does can get to you, nothing at all, right? Like nothing at all. You don't think you're perfect, but you know the devil is in every aspect of everything in people's lives. You know the truth to things, you know the answer to things. And you know that like everything and everyone around you is really just trying to destroy you for who you are, right? And what you could be, right? That's like the highest form of vibration, right? Or there's higher levels to that. But like the highest that people usually get to is that, right? Now, let's talk about the lower levels of frequencies. The lower level of frequencies, the first level of the lowest frequency on the universe is your average bot, right? The average overthinker, the average person that's thinking thoughts and then they go and do things because of their thoughts. The ones that like literally get influenced by everything and anything anyone says or anything they watch, right? Just a bot, just a robot. They just glitch. The ones that are super emotional, they can't control their emotions for shit. They don't know the truth or reality about nothing. They think they know everything when they don't know anything. And so on and so on. That's and like overall just people that just like they get hurt and then they go and make a decision. Like they just try to cope with their emotions by doing dumb things, right? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all probably dealing with people like that. The lowest form of vibration, right? And I could continue, the list can go on, right? And those are usually people that's the most hardest to deal with. And it's like you trying to change them, you trying to explain shit to them, and they still, it's because they can't, your frequency is too high for their low frequency. It don't match. It just repels. It's like magnet. It just goes against each other. They're not ever going to understand what you say, even if they know. They might think what you're saying is the truth for a second, but then because their emotions and because of their frequency is so low, they have to go back to that frequency. They have to go back. They have to return to their home. So so that's like the bottom of the frequency, right? That's like level 1, right? Level 2, and honestly, there's more levels to this shit, but I'm explaining it to y'all in a categorical way where y'all could just understand how simple it is. Level 2 would be like, shit, I almost tripped. Level 2 would be like it would be kind of like level 1, but it's like these people have a little bit more understanding, right? And like they still make dumb decisions and they still think the dumb way, but they will think before they do things sometimes, right? And they will like always come back to the truth, right? Like they'll believe in their lies and they'll believe in their overthinking and they'll believe in their emotions, but they always come back to the truth, whether it's the next day or a few days later, right? That's usually coming out of level 1. That's usually some people entering level 2 or people that are on level 2. This is how they think, okay? And they're like coming out of their ways of thinking, and like they'll really think about doing the dumb decision, but then they just be like, man, it's just not worth it, because they've usually been hurt before or they've been through something before, right? So they're like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna pass over. But they keep themselves in this reality where it's like they're stuck in wanting to do something wrong and then not wanting to do what's wrong because they're confused. So level 2 people are like people that are really confused because they want to do right, but they want to do wrong. Like they want to do what's right, but their brain is telling them to do something wrong. I'm over here sweating balls, okay? That's level 2, and there's more also for that. And if y'all want to know more explanations about this, I can. Just ask. Level 3 is people that's still in this shit, and that's what I'm saying. It's levels to this shit, man. There's a ton of levels. Level 3 is like people that are in this shit, right? They're trying to get out, but there's people that keep stopping them. There's people that keep stopping them. So level 3 is people that want to get out of the matrix, right? Bro, why the fuck There's people that want to get out of the matrix, right? Hold up, y'all. There's people, these are the people, level 3 is the people that want to get out of the matrix, right? They want to get out of the matrix. They don't want to, they tired of dealing with people. You know, the people be like, man, I'm tired of dealing with this shit. I just wish it would end. You know those type of people? So those are the type of people that are like on level 3 and they're trying to get out of the matrix. They're trying to get out of the matrix, and they do believe in God, but they just like tired of life and they tired of the shit that keeps happening. And it's happening over and over and over. And no matter what they do, like they might have a job or some shit, but sometimes they might call off for work because it's too much shit that people are that the level 1 and the level 2ers are putting them through. So level 3 are like people that like can't control their frequencies, but they want a higher frequency, but they can't control it. They don't know what to do to get to the next level because everyone is just so draining, right? And everyone just keeps bringing them down. Now, level 4 is the level where most people get stuck on, right? Level 4 is like, okay, you're going through shit with people, right? And it's like, you understand in your brain that these people are doing you wrong and you have to control your frequency, or they don't understand frequencies yet. Let's just say that. But you have to control your emotions, right? And it's like they want to react, but they just, man, they go for a drive or they go for a walk and they cool down. So they still have those emotions in the matrix. But level 4 is like, you're so close to getting out of that, right? And level 4 is also like people that are still stuck in the matrix. They still working for the system. And they like, man, I'm tired of this life. I want something different. And like, they'll do things every here and there. But the minute things become hard, they go right back they go right back to their ways. But it's not like bad ways. They usually have a good system. It's just people get to them too quick. So yeah, that's level 4. So yeah, anything after level 4, I'm not gonna sit here and explain every single level to y'all. Y'all get the message. Anything after level 4, right? Level 5, level 6, level 7, level 8, level 9, level 10. There's levels, there's so many more levels, right? But anything after level 4, actually anything like after level 4, level 5 is is like you coming out of the matrix, right? Anything after that is you. Now y'all probably asking what level am I on? What level am I on? Look, it comes to a point where you hit so many levels. There's not even I'm not even on a level no more. I'm just here. I'm just out of the matrix completely. If I were to give myself a level, I'd be something high up, because it's like I could deal with literally anything, and it won't get to me. Like literally anything. That's when you know you're not even manageable on a level. You on some different shit. Like you can literally deal with anything because you just been coming in nature so much, connecting with the animals, connecting with nature. You don't even give a fuck about being attached to nobody or nothing. You just don't give a fuck about what these people care about in the fucking matrix, right? So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about the level oneers, right? And the level twoers, the people that just drain people. And they're like, here, I'm gonna explain this to you. These people try to make themselves like, right? Especially the level one people, right? These people, they try to make themselves look like they're something to impress you. They have every ego you could think of in the book and every problem that you could think of in the book. And they think of every sin that you could think of in the book inside their head. They literally just bots. They're literally the ultimate form of the devil's creation, right? And they stuck in that because they emotional. So that if it feel good, if they think something and it feel good, they gonna go with it. So here's the thing. If like spiritually or mentally you're not there, they're gonna destroy you in every way possible. They're gonna and here's the thing about the level one people. Like I said, they do everything out of emotion, right? So they're going to try to make you think that they're this person, and they're going to try to make you think that they're this person, and they're going to try to make you see their way. They're going to try to make you think that they're right, even though they're wrong. They're going to try to make you do all these things, and they're going to overthink like crazy, and they're going to deny their emotions. They're going to deny their feelings. They're going to deny it all just to protect their egos, because they're on level one and they really don't have an understanding of life, right? They're gonna try to make everything seem like it's your fault. They're gonna send you in a loophole mentally. They're gonna make you try to go crazy. But you know, it depends on what level you are. You ain't gonna go crazy, right? They're gonna try to make you go crazy. Now here's the thing about the level oneers, and this is why you shouldn't be worried about them, because they're gonna make you go crazy, and it's gonna be an everyday thing because they just don't know anything, right? They on level one, their frequency is just too damn low, right? They're gonna have a lot of thoughts themselves, and they're gonna be overthinkers. And this is why I'm telling y'all, you shouldn't worry about the level oneers or the level twoers. They're gonna be overthinkers. They're gonna make every wrong decision. They're gonna keep making wrong decisions. They're gonna move fast. They're gonna fuck up their life. They're gonna stop caring about everything and only care about their emotions. So they will stop caring about work. They'll stop caring about making money. They'll stop caring about becoming something in life. They'll stop it all just to get their emotions felt out and pleased. They'll stop it all just so they can emotionally be pleased. And these are the people that are just really, like, I guess you could say really dumb, right? Just really stupid, right? Like, they just gonna do everything out of emotion because that's all that matters to them. So they'll lose their house, they'll lose their car, they'll lose it all just because they want their emotions met. Like, just level one frequency people that just don't know nothing, right? They just make everything that they do is dumb. Everything they do is dumb, right? They just believe everything, they hear everything, and they think they can do whatever they want to you, and they think that they know the laws, they think they can make their own rules and laws and all this shit. This is what they think in their brain. Now, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't worry about these people. And this is for people coming out of level 3 and level 4 or level 5. This is why you shouldn't worry about these people, right? The level 1ers, the level 2ers, and maybe even the level 3ers. This is why you shouldn't worry about them. Because whole time they doing this shit, they know the truth. They know the truth. It's just they can't remember it for too long because their brain is all kinds of fucked up. It's all kinds of jacked up, right? But at the end, there's a reason why they come to the truth. It's just they deny it, right? So here's why you shouldn't worry about low frequency people. The reason why you shouldn't worry about them is because the whole time they doing everything because of you, right? They're doing everything because your frequency is so high. They're trying to impress your frequency. They're trying to impress you. There are demons that are trying to impress a lighter being. That's what it is. Everything they trying to do is out of emotion, right? So if you drink water, They'll try to drink more water than you just to prove that they could drink more water. They're that stupid. They're that emotional. So, as a person that's progressing, and I'm talking to you, whoever's watching this, the reason why you shouldn't worry about these level 1ers and these level 2, man, this sun is so bright. The reason why you shouldn't worry about these level 1ers or these level 2ers or these level 3ers or whoever is because the whole time they doing what they trying to do to you, right, is because of all these other things, right? Is everything is really because of you, right? You're the main source, right? Without you, they wouldn't even fucking think like this or do any of this, right? You're the main source, right? But here's the thing. Well, with or without you, they still would be this bot, right? Because then they just gonna be confused. I don't even know what you being in their life gives them this purpose to even act like this. If you wasn't in their life, they're probably, I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna be very suicidal, and this is why you shouldn't worry about them, because the whole time they're trying to compete with you, the whole time they're trying to go against you, they're trying to make problems with you, trying to get your attention. The whole time they're trying to do this, the whole time in their brain, they're suicidal. They're suicidal. They hate life. They're numbed out. They're what's the word? They're They're numbed out. They're fucking they lost all sensation to life. They lost all sensation to life. They don't care about nothing until their emotions are met. They act like they care about stuff to get their way, but then after they get their way, they don't care no more. It's like they don't even know how to care, right? Their frequencies is too low. They don't even know how to do nothing. They don't even know. They're just numb, and they're gonna do everything in the book, and nothing's gonna work because it's just their frequency. They're gonna be highly, and this is why I'm telling y'all not to worry about. They're gonna be highly depressed, highly suicidal, highly low functioning. They're not even gonna know how to do basic things. Every time they talk, it's gonna be a problem. Every time they talk, they're gonna draw you into a problem. What else? They don't take care of themselves. They don't attract good energy. They attract the worst of the worst. They far from God. What else? Man, there's just so many things. They don't take care of themselves properly. They have addictions to pretty much everything. And like I was saying, they are highly sensitive, highly emotional, and they're very easy to influence, right? Because people that are low frequency are easy to influence. You can get them to do anything. If it could give them the feeling that they're looking for, they'll do anything. So they don't have no control over their brains, and they just do whatever people tell them to do. They're just bots. So if that resonates with you, bro, then you need to start doing some shit, bro, because you on that frequency. But I'm past that shit. So like me, y'all probably thinking like, man, how does this nigga like not want to do the things that other people want to do? And bro, I'm past that frequency. I'm not saying I haven't lived that life before, but bro, like I'm past that frequency, bro. And it's like the thing about being awakened, it's like you can't awaken a person that's on a first level of frequency, because when you awaken them, every time they go and do something wrong, they're gonna have that voice in the back of their head that's the truth, that's trying to guide them to level 2. So that's what happens when you awaken a person with a level 1 frequency. Nothing's gonna go right for them in life, and they're gonna keep making mistakes. But then they're going to come back and be like, damn, why did I do that? Damn, why did I do this? What? See, this is why you can't awaken a level 1 frequency person. Because now they're going to have all this kind of confusion in their brain. So that's why it's better. That's why they say it's better to just let people be. And I'm starting to realize that I tried to save people before. And I'm starting to realize it is better to let them be, because they'll find out themselves what life really is and what these frequencies are. And if they never do, then that's their path. But trying to help someone change it, these level 1 frequency people, they're not going to try to change it. They just want to be like that. They want to stay like that. And that's what they're comfortable in that environment. That's who they are. So you can't really change or break this person. And the only thing that's going to break them or change them is the situations that happen in life for them. Is the situations. They're going to put themselves possibly even ending up in jail is the only reason they're going to learn. That might be the only way they learn, possibly ending up in jail. Or almost getting killed, or something happening to them. Something happening to them or someone they know. That's the only fucking way they're going to learn. And even at that, they still going to go back to their way. But it's up to them to choose their way at the end of the day. And every time something happens and they don't learn from it, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. There's levels to that too. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And it's going to come to a point where they pretty much, something's going to happen and they have no choice but to just change. Something's going to happen that's big and bold and brave that they have no choice but to change now. Like, there's going to be something in everyone's life where they just have no choice but to change who they are. Because nobody can stay the same. We're not put on earth here to be the same person over and over again. I mean, there's people that will stay on level 1 until they're 50, 60 years old. But at some point, something's going to happen. Someone's going to come into their life, or some type of frequency is going to come into their life that's going to force them to change. Because even if they go into hell, or even if they go into a bad place on earth, God didn't put no one here on earth to be the same. He put everyone here on earth to change. And that's his authority. So you can't go against it. Even if you want to be the same person your whole life, you can't go against it. You can't go against it. Those level 1 frequency people are scared of changing. They're scared of changing who they are. So what's going to happen is God put everyone here on earth to complete a destiny. And whether you like it or not, you got to fulfill that destiny. Even if you're 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old, you got to fulfill that destiny. So yeah, you got to fulfill that destiny. Now I'm going to say this. Y'all heard me talking about the frequencies and all this shit. And I just feel like I really had to make this video and explain to y'all how this shit works, you know? Now, it is easy. I'm not going to say this, and I'm not going to cap. Even if you get to a certain level, you could always go back to a certain level. Like, let's say you on level 100 and you want to go back to level 1 because it just feels so good, right? As a person that vibrates high, even if you go back to level 1, you still not going to think the same, though. You just never go. Once you complete levels, you can go and do something a level 1 person would do, but you're just not going to think like a level 1 person. So then when you a level 100 person and you're doing some level 1 shit, then the level 1 people going to hate you because they're not going to understand how you can do things and be so careless, or how you could do things and you still have so much sense after. They're not going to understand that because they still on level 1 and you on level 100 doing level 1 shit. So they hate you for entering that frequency. That they hate you for being a perfect person coming into their frequency. They hate you. They hate you for that. They would rather you just stay on your frequency and just do your shit and leave them alone and be on their frequency. They would rather you just leave them alone, right? And let them be on their level 1 frequency and you be on your high frequency. They'd rather that. Because it's going to come to a point where they're going to keep trying to draw you into their frequency. And if they see that you're not going for it and you too great, then they just going to give up, and then they're going to try to what they're going to try to do is just leave you alone on your frequency, and they're going to continue being on their level 1 frequency. Instead of changing and becoming a better person, they'd rather just let you be the person that changes and be a better person, and they'll continue to be the person that's not anything, worth anything really, right? Just a level 1 frequency person. So, with that being said, you got to let these people do what they got to do. And that's the end of that shit. Like, you got to let all these people do what they got to do. Now, I was explaining to y'all in my last video that you're going to be the energy that you attract. So these level 1 frequency people, you don't really have to worry about them because they going to end up either killing themselves or going to jail, or they going to end up fucking themselves over. They just going to end up, some of them don't kill themselves or go to jail. Because God has pity for some of these level 1 people. Because some of these level 1 people just really were never taught differently. So he'll be easy on them, but he'll still strike them. Like, he'll do things. Like, he might take away their job, or he might do small things that hurt them. But he won't put them in jail, though. But the ones that do know what they're doing and they choosing to be on the level 1 frequency, they going to get hit the hardest. They going to get hit the hardest. They going to go to jail, or they going to get killed, or they going to kill themselves, or they going to overdose. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Or they gonna get some type of disease or some shit. Something's gonna happen to them, right? Because They know what they're doing and they still choose it, especially the ones that are like 40 years old, 50, 60 years old, 70. Like the ones that are older and they know what the fuck they're doing and they choosing to be on a level 1 frequency still, because they're going against God's design, something gonna happen to them. I told you, they're gonna get killed, they're gonna get a disease, or they're gonna keep making wrong decisions that end up leading to their death, pretty much. Or their home's gonna get taken away, or something's gonna happen to them. Something's gonna happen to them. And it's going to be fairly easy, too. It's not going to be like a hard thing. It's not going to be hard. Like, it's something fairly simple and easy can happen to them, and that will be the end of them. So here's the thing. And they don't like that either. They don't like that. They don't like that because level 1 frequency people, they're all about power and control. They're all about the basic necessities of life, of stupid things of life. You know, they're all about the basic necessities. So they want control over everything. They want this and that. They want this and that. They want everything. They want everything they can have. They want every single thing in the book that they can have. So this is a level 1 frequency person. And all of that stuff usually turns against them. Like I said, there's some of them that don't understand shit, and then there's some people that do understand it. For the people that do understand it, they're going to deal with life the hardest. They're going to deal with it the hardest. So yeah, like I really explained to y'all in this video, like what all of this shit is and how these frequencies work and how these people are working right now. So I told you, it's better for you to move in the way your frequency is, right? And it's better to evolve than stay the same. It's always better, because when you stay the same, your emotions feel good, right? But mentally, you're not doing too well. You're suicidal. You want to kill everything around you. You want to kill yourself. You want to crash out. You're going to do something that's going to put you in jail. You're going to mess with the wrong people that's going to fuck up your life even more. I mean, you're just going to have to keep going through things over and over and over again. That's just going to make you mentally and emotionally worse of a person. So it's like, bro, it's better to just move on and evolve than just staying the same. It's better. It's better to do that, because in the way you evolve, you're going to get things you want in life, and you're going to get the right people in your life, and your life is going to move accordingly, and it's going to move a lot better than a low-frequency person. And no matter what a low-frequency person tries to do to you, they ain't going to be successful at it. So that's really all I got to say. I'm coming to y'all with videos that are really like kind of getting shorter and shorter, because I'm getting really well-rounded with my words. As I evolve and move up to level, my words is becoming more simple. Everything is just becoming more simple. I've become a simple person. It's like I don't even have to say much and I can get my point across to y'all. Yeah, like I said, there's something I left out too. These level 1 people, they're going to be over procrastinators, overthinkers. They're going to hate love. They're going to have nothing but hate in their heart. They're going to hate connection. They're going to be jealous. They're going to have everything the devil wants. The devil is jealous of God. The devil hates connection. He hates all of that. He hates when relationships get back together. He hates when people fix things and get back together and make things work out. He hates that. He hates all of that. Anything that's positive, he hates. So these people are going to be pretty much exactly those type of people. And until you understand those type of people, they're going to keep getting to you. But when you finally understand that this is who they are, then it won't get to you no more, because then you're going to be like, well, these are just level 1 frequency people. This is what they're going to do. So really, there's nothing I could do. All you can do is just let them be and let God deal with them. That's going to start being your answer, rather than, oh, man, I'm going to do this because they did that. Oh, man. They never going to see what's wrong about them. They never going to see what's wrong about them. And you going back and forth with them is just giving them more power. And that's going to land. That's what they're trying to do, is bring you back to their frequency. They know the truth, but what they're trying to do is bring you back to their frequency, and they hoping you fold. They hoping you become dumb again like them and go back to their frequency. So they can have you the way they want you to be again. That's what they want. That's why you ever hear people say, oh, you changed a lot. Oh, you changed a lot. Oh, there's something different about you. Oh, there's something different about you. Oh, you're not the same. They don't like, you know why they say those things? Because they don't like that you're changing. They don't like that you're evolving. Now, they might not even be aware of what I'm talking about. They just know that all they see is physical. Level 1 people, they don't know nothing spiritual. They don't know nothing about this. They just know about change. When they see, they just know what they see. That's it. They don't know what's going on in their brain or their bodies. They don't even think what I'm saying. They don't even think 1% of what I'm telling y'all. It's just, they just see, okay, he's changing. He's different. He's more quiet. He's this, he's that. they see that and then they come up with their conclusions. Anyways, so yeah. I feel like I got my point across, and I feel like I got it all out to y'all. But when you let me tell y'all something. When you operating at a high frequency, it's important to go outside. It's important because these people is gonna keep trying to get to you and keep trying to destroy you, and it's gonna come a point where it's like you're gonna get tired of it and you got to do something. So make sure that when you're trying to get to a high, like me, like when there's people that's trying to do this to me, I make sure I'm operating at a high level. I make sure I don't even think about shit. I make sure I just wake up and go straight into nature. And I might not do that all the time, but I just make sure I know what I'm doing. I make sure that I'm putting what's right inside of me. I'm making sure that, you know, I'm doing what's right. I'm making sure that everything is going right for my life, and I'm focusing on my shit, and I'm heavily into my shit. And I just make sure that I'm focused on my stuff. And you gonna know how to operate. Once you hit this level, you gonna know how to operate. You ain't even gonna really have to, like, God will just tell you how to operate. He'll tell you how to operate and what to do. You gotta be drinking lots of water. You gotta be sweating this shit out, because everything that people do to you is something you can sweat out. And that's a whole nother video I'm gonna talk to y'all about. That's why a lot of people, they have so much sweat, because it's like they sweating out all them demons and shit. And it's real talk. That's why I come out to nature, because everything that people do to you, or everything that you accept, can be sweated out. All your thoughts and emotions, or whatever it is, it can be sweated out. But it's gonna come to a point where you don't feel those thoughts or emotions or nothing no more when you get to a certain level of vibration or frequency. So anyways, I hope y'all really found this video relatable and enjoyable and informational as well. And likes, share, subscribe, and share. Peace.